We were ready to leave this quiet, still paradise, and excited to take off again. So we took care of the last details and set off for the future. Just having a delicious coffee.
So good.
It's our first day away after 4 months in one place, which is the first time we've spent that much time anywhere since we lived in our condo.
Yeah, pretty weird.
We're really sad to leave, but then we're also like happy to be going somewhere else, isn't it?
Yeah, it's cool. Happy to be on the road again. We're in Ogden Hill. It's really beautiful.
We've been kind of close to here before, to a place called Answer Is. Insert photo here. We're just reflecting on our intuitions and experience after the last 4 months.
Yeah.
That's it. You got something else?
That's it.
Where do we end up?
We were sad to leave the farm, but we were both pleasantly surprised at how good it felt to be on the road again. I've always loved the energy and the momentum of travel. The anticipation of what might be around the next corner revitalizes and ignites my senses. And every time we are in motion again, we feel that momentum driving us closer to our dream. The excitement for the next chapter that will bring us closer to the next chapter, and so on. We were also excited to see the ocean and our best friends in Portugal. We chose to go to Fatima for its monuments, not to worship at, but to draw inspiration from, which is one of our spiritual practices. I was raised Christian, but I was never comfortable with the kind of blind faith that was required of me. Now I have found my own hybrid faith that includes elements of organized religion, but is based in nature, humanity, skepticism, and openness. And it doesn't need a name. Whatever your belief system, Fatima is an incredible ode to faith and did not disappoint.
We didn't do much research before visiting. But most of the sanctuary was built in the 1920s, which was much more modern than we'd expected, especially by Portuguese standards. But the modernity ended up being its most interesting feature artistically. The lines of the exaggeratedly long, sunken courtyard perfectly framed and showcased each basilica from either end. It was hard to get an understanding of the scale of this site. It was huge, but somehow, in its clean sparsity, it felt as though we could be inside a tiny model of the site displayed on a table. We enjoyed the loose line work of the forms these tiles pieced together in the hallway of the gallery. They felt very playful and modern, starkly contrasting the traditional azulejo tiles which adorn many pre-20th century churches. The art gallery here had an interesting modern exhibit on service, where we were invited by a nun to write on a white wall with invisible ink how we contribute to the world. After we had done so, a black light bar illuminated our writing and the writing of thousands of others who had also participated in the piece. It was very compelling to see and to be a part of a physical expression of the good faith and service of our fellow humans. Fatima had a surplus of gift shops everywhere. It makes sense, but it was also somehow perverse, the consumerization of religious icons, particularly of such a revered holy figure as the Virgin Mary. There were pink Marys, mint Marys, gold Marys, baby blue Marys, even day glow Marys. She's such a beautiful figure, we had to buy one. We were both unexpectedly moved by a sculpture on the sidelines of the holy site. It was a statue of a cloaked homeless man sleeping on a bench. Amidst all of the sanctuary's grandiosity, this humble, resting figure was powerful. Upon closer inspection, we saw the nail marks on the man's feet and realized that this was Jesus. Having lived in a city with a large homeless population who are often looked upon inhumanely, we were very affected by this gentle, thoughtful statement for equality among human beings. I found it poignant also that the artists had carved their signature into the bench like graffiti.
We went to Obidos next. It was a cool town, still enclosed by medieval walls. On one hand, it is an absolutely incredible ancient place to visit, and on the other hand, it feels like a medieval amusement park.
What's news from the capital? Besiege him!
Bring me my scroll.
We enjoyed the sights in just a couple of hours and found ourselves in a cool bookstore with apple boxes lining the impressively vast walls as shelving. We were attracted to a table with a multitude of classic literature and philosophy, all with rejuvenated cover design. A classics collection published by Penguin. Already loaded with too many unread books for my recent birthday, we took a photo so we could be sure to find them again. We also went to a church beyond the city walls and lucked out with a private tour of the cloisters from a lovely docent. This was a lovely experience. Portuguese people are so generous and kind.
We spent an afternoon in Peniche. The rock formations on the shoreline were as dramatic as they were dangerous, and many meters down, the raging ocean put on a beautiful show of power. In Canada, most of the world is dummy-proofed, with warning signs and guardrails for everything. We often enjoy how nothing seems safety-railed in Europe. There's an implied assumption of common sense. We didn't stay very long, just long enough to explore the old fort, grab a lunch, and as we're suckers for a laugh and animals, a look for a barking dog on a balcony made famous on Google Maps. We didn't see or hear the dog.
Then at last we were back with our buddies and nothing had changed. Coming back to visit Naza and Swell is always such a comfort. These two characters really stole our hearts, and it's so easy to fall back into their lovely rhythm of multiple daily walks along the dunes, beaches, and trails. These two are wonderfully familiar, which is so comforting when you're not sure where the wind might blow you to next.
You little monkey.
It's perhaps hard to tell at this point, but we have had a very big storm. Very big. We had to barricade a door in our room and move rooms because the wind was so crazy. There was what was it? Not severe weather warning.
It was over 100 kilometers an hour.
But it also was, what did they call
it?
Life-threatening.
Life-threatening risk.
Life-threatening risk level. And we all made it through the storm. We all have no power. Off-grid life is looking better than ever.
Yeah.
We don't have it right now, just to remind you. And there is everything, furniture all over the yard.
Trees smashed, stop signs blown over.
Leaves inside
power
our bedroom.
Lines down, telephone lines down.
Terrified dogs.
Yeah.
They're heroes, damn it. Anyway, we just wanted to share.
It's crazy.
The sun came out. This week on an all-new episode of Mystical Creatures of the Deep, we take a hard look at the Loch Ness Monster. Puzzling creature. Are you leaving your bog to come spend time with me? That's so nice. That's so nice of you, Daz. Hunt for buried treasure. Finally.
He's just tiny. He's just
Well-
little lap dog.
It can't just be one and not the other. That's hardly fair, is it?
No, finally it's fair.
Oh, buddy. Uncle, I want to face you. Oh my god.
He's just tiny.
He's just little.
Is that nice?
He's just a little lap dog.
So far, every year on the anniversary of our beloved Q's passing, there's a rainbow. This was the third and arguably most epic one so far. We were very grateful to spend this day with the kiddos. We think about Q all the time, but on the big marker days, we feel the space left by his absence. We will be eternally grateful for our darling Q, who split us open so that a quasar could shine into and out of our souls.
Get in. Asa.
Look at me.
There.
You almost got it.
Asa. Get in.
Get in.
She's just happy to be on camera. Get in. Get in here.
You happy?
We started to get a little bit of attention on YouTube at this time. This felt exciting and rewarding. We have found such joy and magic in life since having a huge perspective change catalyzed a few years ago by the loss of our dog Q. Though we don't naturally gravitate to being on camera and sharing our tender sides, we were compelled to share our evolution to a different way of life.
So we started creating these episodes, documenting our journey and growth. the more we started listening to our inner voices, the more the voice of fear began to quiet.
We set out hoping to prove to ourselves and our audience, should we find one, that if you have the gumption to pursue your dreams, however big or small, you will be wildly rewarded.
It may not always look the way you thought it would. It may evolve and change, but you will find success that would be impossible had you not tried.
There will be stumbles, but the bumps in the road on a journey are often the most interesting parts. And in our experience, kindness and meaning are around every corner.
Did you see your brother? Nice, Samantha. That's so nice. He likes it, huh? Seems like he really likes that. Not manic at all. Are you loving your brother? That's very nice. Not inside. Surely not.
So far, our findings are, if you put yourself out there, you'll likely be rewarded with tenderness. And occasionally a booger.
Yeah. Ah, she must have got a booger.
Thank you to everyone who liked, shared, and subscribed to our channel. We appreciate you so much. We are continually expanding Finding a Way with short videos of projects and learning along the way, inspirational quotes, mindfulness offshoots like 10 minutes of tranquility, an ASMR-like meditative moment for those who can't find the time to escape to nature.
We also have an online print-on-demand store called Barbara's General, where you can buy our original designs and illustrations on a variety of products. If you enjoy our videos and would like to see more, or if you'd like to support our content creation, please also visit us on Patreon and Substack. Thanks again. We're grateful that you are with us on our ever-changing way.